Harlem, a place rich in history and culture, is buzzing with heated conversations once again. This time, it's not about a rap battle or a street hustle, but the complex web of relationships between Jim Jones, Cameron, and Mase. Let's dive into the story, dissect the beef, and uncover the layers of loyalty, betrayal, and the pursuit of success that have everyone talking. To understand the dynamics, you first need to know where everyone comes from. Harlem has always had its own unique energy, but there's a clear divide between uptown and downtown Harlem. These neighborhoods didn't always see eye to eye, creating a foundation of rivalry that influences every aspect of life, from basketball courts to rap ciphers. Cameron and Mase were uptown legends, known not just for their music, but also for their basketball skills back in the day. Jim Jones, or Joe Mo, to those who know him from Taft houses, came from a different part of Harlem. Their paths crossed on the streets, in the hood, and through mutual connections. But while their origins in Harlem tied them together, their ambitions and egos would eventually pull them apart. Jim Jones has always been vocal about his relationships, or lack thereof, with Cam and Mase. He's recently stirred up more drama, openly calling out the tension and questioning the loyalty within their circle. His frustration stems from years of feeling overlooked and underappreciated, particularly when it comes to Cameron, who Jim accuses of bossing up while leaving others behind. The tension became public back in 2007 when Jim Jones appeared on stage with 50 Cent, a rapper who was beefing with Cam at the time. For Cam, this move felt like a blatant betrayal. He saw Jim as a loyal soldier in their Harlem crew, but Jim's decision to align with 50 sent a different message. For Cam, it wasn't just a slight, it was a strategic chess move. Long before Jim Jones entered the spotlight, Harlem was buzzing with a rap crew called Children of the Corn. This group included legends like Cameron, Mase, Big L, rest in peace, Bloodshed, Cam's cousin, and McGruff. They were Harlem's golden boys, making noise on the streets and in the studio. Their raw talent and energy were undeniable, but tragedy struck when Bloodshed passed away, leaving the group shattered. Jim Jones wasn't part of this original crew, and that has always been a sore point. He came into the game later, riding the waves of Dipset's success, which was spearheaded by Cameron. For many, Jim seemed more like a follower than a leader, and this reputation has haunted him throughout his career. Mase's departure from Harlem to join Diddy at Bad Boy Records added another layer of tension. The move wasn't just a career decision, it represented a shift in loyalty. Harlem's streets whispered about how Mase had changed, leaving behind his roots and even his closest friends. Jim Jones has often alluded to this change, pointing out how Mase seemed to forget where he came from once he got a taste of success. Mase's eventual retreat to Atlanta to become a preacher further distanced him from his Harlem crew, while Cameron hustled to make a name for himself in the streets and the industry. Mase's exit felt like abandonment. This sense of betrayal remains a sore point in their relationship, even as they occasionally come together for projects. Jim Jones has always painted himself as the underdog, but let's call it what it is. He's made some questionable moves. From aligning himself with 50 Cent during tense times to airing out grievances publicly, Jim's actions have often been divisive. His history with Max B is a prime example. Max B, a key figure in Bird Gang's success, fell out with Jim in a highly publicized feud. Many argue that Jim rode Max's wave and then left him in the dust. Then there's the case of Stack Bundles, another talented artist who was part of Jim's Bird Gang crew. Stack's untimely death left many wondering why Jim didn't do more to help him escape the dangerous environment that ultimately cost him his life. These incidents have tarnished Jim's reputation as a leader and cast a shadow over his claims of loyalty. Cam, on the other hand, has always been seen as a strategist. While Jim called him out for disloyalty, others view Cam as a businessman who knows how to adapt and thrive. His partnership with Dame Dash and subsequent moves in the industry have solidified his status as a Harlem icon. Cam's recent interview with 50 Cent is another example of his ability to navigate the industry. Cam doesn't let past problems make his decisions. He focuses on what's best for his brand. It's this mindset that has allowed him to stay relevant, while Jim continues to fight for his place in the spotlight. One of the most controversial moments in Jim Jones's career was when he wore a see-through blouse, a fashion choice that left Harlem's gangsters and civilians alike scratching their heads. For a man who prides himself on his street credibility, this move was a misstep that many viewed as selling out. Then there's Jim's relationship with Chrissy Lampkin, which became a focal point on reality TV. While some saw it as a level up, others viewed it as another example of Jim prioritizing the wrong things. Chrissy, who has her own storied past in Harlem, was seen by some as the one pulling the strings in their relationship, further fueling the perception that Jim lacked leadership. At the heart of this drama is a question of loyalty, what it means, who deserves it, and how it's earned. Jim Jones, Cam, and Mase each have their own version of events, their own grievances, and their own paths to success. But the story of Harlem's hip-hop scene is bigger than any one of them. It's a tale of ambition, betrayal, and resilience. A reminder that success in the music industry often comes at a cost. As Jim Jones continues to speak his truth, it's clear that the wounds of the past haven't fully healed. But whether you see him as a victim, an instigator, or a little of both, one thing is certain: Harlem's streets will always remember the names of those who put it on the map. If there's one takeaway from this saga, it's this: loyalty is a fragile thing, easily broken, but not easily repaired. For Jim, Cam, and Mase, their legacies are forever intertwined, each chapter of their story adding another layer to Harlem's rich history. Let's see where the next turn takes us. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated.